Hello and welcome back for another episode of Patriotic Housewife. Mamdani has agreed to meet Trump today in DC, and that is kind of big news, being that him and Trump don't see eye to eye, and he, obviously Trump called him a communist. So let's watch that video of Mamdani agreeing to meet Trump. Hold on, guys. Let's just play this clip real quick.
Mamdani arrived in Washington, D.C., already being asked for selfies. That is ahead of today's meeting with President Trump. The president also making some news. He previewed the sit-down on Brian Kilmeade's radio show. He said it might be less hostile than people expect.
Well, I was hitting him a little hard, too, in all fairness. I don't know exactly what he means by turn the volume up, because turn the volume up, he has to be careful when he says that to me. I mean, he was very nice in calling, as you know, and we're going to have a meeting. I guess we meet at 3 o'clock today. And I think it's going to be quite civil. We'll find out. You'll be the first to know.
Let's bring in Mark Penn. Great to have you here with us. I do think that obviously can't.
So this ought to be interesting for several reasons. First off, I think that Mamdani needs a big reality check, and I'm sure if we know anything about Trump, Trump will give that to him. But I really hope the plan is for them to work together. But I have a feeling, like I said, based on Mamdani's comments, that he has no interest in really working with Trump. I think he's there for his own personal benefit, essentially. I mean, let's be honest, the man isn't even really qualified to run New York. And after everything he campaigned on, that he had, claimed he had funds for, he's now backpedaling and asking for money by fundraising money. So the man with the agenda and the plans and the money didn't really have any of that. So that's pretty interesting. And, already we are seeing that he can't, keep promises. So it's not a good look, right? And not to mention that, he was going to go against law enforcement. This was out of his mouth. He said he was going to go against law enforcement if they came into New York City to enforce immigration, which is completely out of line and quite literally shows that he really doesn't understand how America works. We have laws, and I know he hasn't been here for 10 years. So maybe he just he's a little confused, I think. But really, I think it comes down to he has no idea what he's doing. Here in America, we have rules and laws, and we follow rules and laws. There's law and order. Thank goodness for that. I think Trump will definitely need to remind him of that and probably make sure that he understands that he's not the president and he's just a mayor, and he needs to not get that twisted. And I think he needs to be reminded that he isn't going to turn New York City into a socialist city. We're not going to have socialism. And this sure as hell is not going to be a socialist country. I think we can all agree that socialism doesn't work, no matter what level of socialism you have. At the end of the day, socialism literally is about control. They claim, it evens out the wealth and it helps with affordability. But if you look at any socialist country, you see it doesn't do that. Do you know anybody who lives in a socialist country that's happy? I mean, I don't. They actually move here from everywhere. That is socialist. So why would you want to make the U.S. a socialist country? If you like that, you could just move to one. There's several to choose from. But you're certainly not going to be turning my country, my free country, into a socialist country, like full stop. We'll just stop there. But anywho, I personally think he's really hard to watch speak. I think he's just trying to play nice with Trump to get more government money to push his little agenda, his socialist agenda. Because he doesn't have the money that he needs. And I really hope Trump plays hardball, puts him in his place, tells him he better watch himself, because his attitude hasn't changed and his agenda's really clear. It's really clear what his plan to do is to New York City. And just the fact that he's elected into office, like I said in my previous podcast, says enough. Maybe he won't get away with those things because the governor isn't going to allow that. But the bottom line is he was elected into office, right? So that already says a lot. But definitely needs an attitude adjustment. His ego's way too big. And yeah, I'm hoping Trump will put him in his place. Curious to know what you guys think about Mamdani. What's your thoughts on this entire situation with him being elected to be the mayor of New York City? Let me know in the comments. Please like, share, subscribe, all the things, leave comments. It helps me. It helps my channel grow. I appreciate all of your support. Subscribe to the channel. It's free. And I will see you guys all in the next one. Have a great day.